On today's Take 5 with Cleanfax, I'm pleased to welcome John Clendenning, the founder and CEO of Carpet Cleaner Marketing Masters. John, welcome. Hope you're doing good today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jeff.
Today, John, we're going to talk about engines. And I think when I drive my car, I have a Jeep. My first Jeep ever, and I love it. But I don't think about what's under the hood. You know, I start it, it gets me from here to there. I'm not a mechanic, but it's got an engine and it runs. And today we're going to talk about websites and engines that run that, or maybe search engines. And I have to wonder, does knowing how that work really matter? Because you drive a car, you don't have to know how an engine works. What about websites, John? Talk to us about that. And your 5 minutes starts now.
Perfect. I'll try and keep it brief. So if you think about it, in the world we live in now, 95% of people looking for a local business end up on the internet one way or the other, right? So whether they ask and then go look, whether they start with nothing in mind, whatever. So they end up on the internet. So the internet is this huge place. And the search engines are sort of that place that we've collected and said, okay, I can get good answers here. And Google's the best. Google dominates it. 85% of all searches go to Google at some point. Even if they say 45% goes to Facebook now. So you think about it, there's Google, Bing, and Yahoo and all that kind of stuff. YouTube's the second largest search engine, but Facebook is considered a place that people go to search for stuff. But so they're searching multiple places. If you add that up, unfortunately, it makes more than 100%. So if you understand that people are searching online and start figuring out where they're searching and how the search engines work, now you can optimize what you're doing, your website, your content, your ability to show up online in a place that gets you found over and above your competition, or at least with them with your different message, so that you've got a chance to get a lead and get that person interested in your business.
Things change all the time, John. When you hit a website now compared to 5 years ago, the search engine page is showing different stuff. What shows up now on a search results page?
Yeah. So ultimately what we're talking about is local search, because Google's trying to say from what you type in, what are you looking for? If you type in carpet cleaner, are you looking for a product? Are you looking for a person? Are you looking for a service, right? A lot of people use the near me now. So everything is something near me as well. So Google's really, really good. Their algorithms and their AI intent and all of that stuff is really good at sort of ferreting out what it is you're actually looking for. And in a local search, most places now have the Google guarantee at the top, the local service ads, it's called. It kind of scrolls across. And Google's actually, you have to sign up for that. And Google's guaranteeing that if the customer's upset, they'll pay. There's an insurance backed on it and everything else. That right below that is the Google pay per click. Why? Because Google charges for these areas. So it's their platform, it's their playground, or their sandbox, as we like to say. So they're going to get their money from, before people scroll down. Then they've got the Google Maps listing, because if it's local intent, they've added the maps into the search page results. So it's a separate module that literally just kind of shows up in there. And then below that is what we're used to, is the organic rankings. And we used to talk about saying the best place to hide a dead body is on page 2 of Google, because nobody ever goes there. Google's changed now. And recently you'll notice that there's a lot of searches where you get to the bottom and it just keeps scrolling. They've gotten rid of page 1, page 2. They just show another block of ads and then pay-per-click ads, and then you're down again to the next search results. So Google's decided to make it look more like Twitter and Instagram, and you just keep scrolling. So it's a test, but I think it's going to stick. Like it's that's fairly recent. So you get those 4 main areas showing up on when somebody searches for carpet cleaner near me, how to get a red wine stain out, pet urine odor removal services, all of those millions of keywords. Google will figure out that it's local and give you all of those local search results.
So speak to us about like the engine part. Like if I type in my keyboard a query, what happens from this keyboard to your computer?
So Google started as a indexing service, right? So the whole idea behind it was, you got peer reviewed papers. So Larry Page, his father was an academic, and it was sort of like, hey, when somebody writes something, if it's more peer reviewed, it's considered higher weight than something that's less peer reviewed. So they started talking about links back in the day and stuff like that. So Google realized, like, in its algorithm and its build, the reason why they could be better than other search engines was to give you better results faster. And so they index pages, not websites. If that's the first thing to understand, is it's a page on your website, it's a page somewhere on the internet, it's a page on Facebook, it's not the whole platform. So, and it's indexed just like a library. And it's indexed with a bunch of tags on it telling Google what that page is about. So you have to tell it that. That's part of the techy part of building websites and pages and all that. And you have to keep having other supporting content to it. So what happens is Google takes all of this massive data and all of it and go, okay, the person that's searching is geographically in this location. They've searched for this kind of stuff before. So your search history all of a sudden becomes important on the device that you're on and stuff like that. So you've searched for things like this before. You've clicked on things like this before. Other people in your marketplace have gone to this page and stayed there longer than they have to somebody else's. They've stayed and moved through multiple pages on that website. And Google takes all of that and turns it into this big mesh of data. And when you type in a search, one of, 3, 4, 5,000 possible normal keywords people type in just to look for cleaning services, Google's taking all of that plus the location and everything else and saying, okay, as a hierarchy, I think the best answer for, cleaning my dirty tile floors in Albuquerque, New Mexico is these in this order. And they rank it in a hierarchy within like less than a fraction of a second. So that's what happens, is this massive data crunch, and boom, a search results page just shows up.
So we got to figure out how to make all that happen, get that engine to work for us so we can get more business. Well, John, we're out of time, but thank you so much for this. It's great to know this information as a business owner.